Good morning to everybody in the Grant community and happy weekend to all the subscribers in the Grant space. Thank God it's weekend and gradually it remaining 2 days, barely 2 days to the day they propose to be the disbursement flag off, according to Madam Gozi's work, according to Pastor Donald Abasekwere, according to some big guys in the Grant community. We are all here waiting for the D-Day as we dive into the current event, as we digest right now the current event in the Grant space. Stay with us as we digest and then we bring out the truth that we are seeing. Honestly, when we looked at the playing and the handwriting and the way people are doing things in the Grant community, uh, for me at the moment, I would say Grant community is like entertainment center. Grant community is like an entertainment center. I'm saying that based on the fact that Madam Gozi's work came out few weeks ago or last week or so to engineer everybody that disbursement will kick off on the 28th, and she later came back to tell us that she said IMF would come in on that 28th. That 28th is not the date for the disbursement. That she said that the IMF is coming up. And if you are in this community for a very long time, a lot has happened. So many of you remember someone called Admin Will in the Grant space. Some time ago, he came out telling the public that the president have given an executive order for disbursement of this trillion. But up till date, no money has entered into anybody's account. And honestly, this same Admin Liu is now in the Grant community because he has a big platform, gullible people that are willing and ready to take risk, and he has now beginning to introduce crypto to the member of movement. Is it a movement for freedom movement for whatever group that he is managing, and everybody's diving in. Grant community is like an entertainment center. I am saying this based on what is going on. There was a man called Ancient Temple in the Grant space who was kicking against Apostle King Wakama, kicking against all the Grant actors that they align. Today, the man is a Grant vendor smiling to the bank every day. The man is speaking and calling people to subscribe to the Grant. Ancient Temple. That man was really against right now because he realized that there's a lot of risk taker in the Grant ecosystem. He now dive in and then tap to the gullible people that are really ready to subscribe. And the funniest part of it is that same people that subscribe since 5 years ago, they are the same people that still subscribe this year, yet the ones they subscribed many years ago has not dropped, but they keep pumping money to the system to enrich them. Now, to some people that were fighting, when they see that there's money in it, they will dive in and also tap to the money that they saw. It is more or less a oil well to many pastors or to many people that have audience. Grant community, one is an entertainment center. It's an oil well to those that have a platform to sell slots. I can say this anywhere. We remember once uh, Taye was fighting with all Grand Pressure Group for their act for collecting money, postponing days, and also he was fighting with Apostle King Wakama, calling all sort of name. But the young man saw that there's money in it. He dived in and he cashed out enough. I think that young man is a man of conscience. That is why he kept quiet, pending on when the disbursement is ready. He will now say something. I love Taye, but at least he has realized that this is another oil well. He tapped in and he get what he wanted, and then he is quiet because he has conscience. That is why he's quiet, because the grant ecosystem has not been disbursed. They didn't disburse as they told him, and the way he was telling the people, because he has conscience, that is why he kept quiet in the grant space right now. But there are some people that doesn't have conscience, and they are still working tirelessly to enrich themselves by milking money from the poor masses. Stay with us. We will unveil the situation. Nevertheless, not that there's no money, there's money, but how can we bring out this money? Why do we collect money from our fellow citizens, all in the name of giving them billions? Is that not criminality? That is why I said it is all well to those that are collecting money. It is an entertainment center, because the same subscribers are the ones that subscribed many years ago. They are the ones still subscribing right now. And it is so hard to free a happy slave. We keep preaching this and we'll continue to preach this. We are waiting for the set date, the date that they told us, 28, for disbursement to kick off. They told us recently that president has signed, also the Apostle King Wakama has signed, and very soon the disbursement will kick off. Money will drop to his account. CBN is the one holding right now, and that they give some days for disbursement to happen. We are not going anywhere, and we are eager and seriously waiting to receive this very money. And if anything happened that this money doesn't drop, it will be another disaster in the grant ecosystem. Of course, it will never be a disaster, because they always have a way of twisting the whole thing to look good, for everybody to go their separate way, for everybody to be happy, and also keep subscribing, keep pushing in money for them to solve their immediate need. Let's dive into many platforms to find out the situation of things as I speak with you right now. Before we dive into the community to search out what is currently happening, let's remind ourselves that the president signing this document for disbursement, this is not the first time, and it is in this grant community that the president's signature can expire. We remember some years back that president signs and give executive order for disbursement to kick off, and that one has expired. And now they are saying right now the president is signing another document for disbursement to happen. I bet you after 3 months this very one will expire, and they will come up again to tell Nigerians that the president has signed again for the disbursement to kick off. We would not learn. I believe when we start learning, it will be in a hard way. We'll learn in the hard way. So please, my fellow subscribers, be wise. As we update you the situation of things, we also caution you to guide yourself accordingly, because you've invested. Stay with us. We'll guide you on what to do and what is going on, and never you pay money to anybody. That has been our word since the inception. But if only you will pay attention and listen, that is when you will be safe in this entertainment community. In all, like I said, there's grants. There's a latest update that is currently going on right now. We don't know whether this is still like more or less like spicing the people or keeping the people in the grant space. But this update that came in as of yesterday evening really would go a long way to make people still have the hope that something will happen on the set day, that is 28th of this month. I read the update that dropped as of yesterday. Update on the expected disbursement of various grants from 28 has signed by the ICJ and has ordered by the IMF. Stakeholders funds: number 1, number 2, Uaag project, Pioneer, CBN project, social exchange market, that is same, sanctuary multipurpose stroke Uaag, Theobarth Global Foundation, Supreme Family Project, and St. Rita Foundations grant. Good morning, House. Presently, the ground has not been shifted. Pay attention. They said that on the 28th that the ground has not been shifted, that disbursement will still start. Presently, I repeat, the ground has not been shifted. We expect IMF commencement of disbursement by 28th July through 31st, according to the ultimatum signed at the ICJ and the date issued by the IMF. IMF says they will be coming with more human resources for effective and timely disbursements. For clarification, please note that our alert comes after this affirmations period of time. Consequence of all this, we advise that everyone checks the bank details submitted to us. We are not going to be held culpable for any transfer that failed to go through to your accounts due to you giving us a wrong detail. This is coming from one top NGO in the grant space. All the same, thank you for listening to us as we take you through the current happening right now in the grant ecosystem. But mind you, don't pay money to everybody. Of course, today is the last day. They said people should subscribe, and don't be surprised they will extend the subscription to next month. People will still subscribe even when they made it public that today is the last day. Thank you for joining us. We are committed to update you on the situation of things. Good News Live update.